Hello friends, welcome back to the channel Escape45, and today I'm going to talk about a design pattern is called factory design pattern, but that is actually called dummy factory design pattern. Means I have interviewed so many developers, even though having a lot of experience, uh, they don't know how to create a factory, how to implement the factory design pattern. They simply implement a dummy factory and they think of it is done. So let's say I am just taking a case of um, reader factory. Okay, so just assume that we have to, let's say there is a scenario, we have a lot of data in different format, separated in different folder. Okay, some files are there in XML folder, I mean XML format, so that is in the XML folder, or some files are there in JSON format, so that is stored in the JSON folder. And whatever the uh, case comes in, we have to load the particular reader, we have to use that particular reader. So we have created the XML reader and JSON reader. There could be multiple CSV reader, TXT reader, or we can also say parser, whatever. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a class called factory, reader factory or parser factory. Right now I'm just going reader factory. I'm just changing the package called factory or service or something. Uh, but let's now for factory. Okay. So now what I have seen is what developers used to say in interviews that um, they simply create a public static function, uh, maybe not public static, but they simply create public static. Um, Here is, yeah, they definitely, there is some confusion between the developers. They create interface, they create implementation, but they get confused there. So reader and, okay, reader interface, reader interface, okay, and say a get factory or get object. Here what we used to do, string and say data or reader type. What here simply we say that, okay, if, or switch case, if reader type dot equals ignore case or whatever XML, so we here just return new XML reader. And I'm just taking the same thing for JSON case. Okay, uh, JSON and JSON reader, and we think of here we can throw exception or let's return null. Okay, and we are think that, okay, this is done. Like, we are in this case we are calling this new reader, and in the case of JSON we are returning its own reader. But that is not enough for a factory. There are so many things missing here. A factory needs to be singleton. If you understand what the factory do, what a factory does, what is the purpose of a factory, then you would definitely understand a factory needs to be singleton first. And a factory needs to have a registry also. Registry. Okay, it needs to have a registry. That is, let's say tomorrow we got a new type of implementation to do. Okay, how the other the calling classes which is calling this factory, they all need to change it, or if not change, how that newly created um, processor or reader is going to be a part of the factory. We need to make the code change, so that is too much code change. Okay, we need to factory kind of thing. This should be a part of fundamental of the system. Okay, kind of framework level of changes that we should usually not do, and it should not be changed by everyone in the team. So mm, so two things, yeah, the registry and singleton. So for now, I'm just going to leave it here. I'll create another videos uh, with the sample of entire truly factory implementation. This is just called dummy factory design. Okay, that means what? See, this is the problem is that this is implemented for quicker implementation. Okay, just to quickly, if we want to see, and in the initial phase of development we can do this, but what happens is that it just lying there as it is. It never change, and developers used to keep changing this, which is not a good idea. The factory needs to be implemented truly in its way, and there is quite danger. There is quite if we are not making this factory singleton, there could be quite problematic implications. Okay, unwanted result we can see, which is which will uh, not make any sense of implementing a factory. Okay, so for now, just that's it for now. I will implement a new a complete implementation, and will post the video. Thank you.